And it's now me versus Tom, and we're Tau Empire versus Space Marines. And this is how we've set up deployment. I have my crisis suits and their drones hiding behind this manufactorium thing, and the Ethereal and Fire Warriors and their complemental drones in this large building. Tom, please explain.
So I have combat squadded this time around. I've got the squad over here with the veteran sergeant and his power sword, squad over here with the plasma gun and the captain in Terminator armour, and the dreadnought in the middle, just basically being generically menacing.
Okay. We rolled off an I1, so got Tom to deploy first. I'm going to try to seize the initiative, which I do not. So
I'm also going to remember to roll my Warlord trait, which is a 1.
Okay. Speaking of Warlord traits, I drew Exemplar of the Selfless Cause, which means that anytime, one use only, I can change anything that's gone to ground to have be not gone to ground.
And my captain causes fear and forces the fear test to be taken on 3d6, because he is an angel of death.
That might actually be useful this game.
Yeah?
Cool. Right, let's get turn 1 underway.
So the Ultramarines have proven that they are the best track and field runners in the Imperium and have jogged up the field round there. My Dreadnought has been severely limited in movement by the formation I'm using, because it couldn't move properly, so it just had to run, and it ran a massive 2 inches. But these guys also did quite well, and I think we should be able to limit the amount of shooting that I'm forced to take in Tau Turn 1, which we'll go into now.
Okay, what objectives did you draw, by the way?
I drew Scour the Skies, Secure Objective 4, which is in the middle, and Assassinate. I've discarded Scour the Skies because it's impossible, and will be redrawing at the start of my next turn.
Okay. Tau Turn 1, our objectives are Secure Objective 4, ooh, that's going to be an interesting one. Domination,
Also an interesting one.
interesting one, but impossible for me to do, I think. And Secure Objective 2, which is this one, down here.
Yep.
So that might be possible for me in the first turn. Let's crack on and see what happens. Okay, so Tau Empire turn 1. I used my Swift Reform to get my guys into the cover of this building and up on the gantry, so they can start hail of fire when a target walks into view. And because that happens before the movement phase, I was able to claim them as stationary, and deploy my turret. Over on this flank, the crisis suits jump forward into the open, and then the shooting started. Tau's favourite phase. The turret put a few missiles onto that squad, killing a grand total of 1 Space Marine.
Yep. I'm annoyed because I forgot to pop smoke again
On his Dreadnought, which allowed me to get a couple of glances through my missile pods and plasma rifles, taking him down 2 hull points. Now onto Space Marine turn 2. I did not score any objectives.
So far, this formation has actively worked against me, but in order to claim Objective 4, which was worth 2 VPs, I chose that this squad couldn't move. Couldn't move. Split the captain off and moved him up. Moved Dreadnought up and ran it, so it's just within 3 inches.
Yep.
Just of the objective. Moved these guys around to try and start flanking the Fire Warriors. Thought about it, realised they probably wouldn't win a protected shooting contest, so have continued to move them up. They ran another impressive 5 inches and are now conga lining 1 by 1 towards the Fire Warriors. The Dreadnought has remembered to pop smoke this turn, and the captain firing the Primarch's Wrath managed to kill a Fire Warrior.
Okay, Tau turn 2. A bit of an eventful one. A swift redeployment, which I am quickly learning is not as situational as I thought it was going to be. To get the guys out of the thing and onto the ground, which then allow them to advance to this position. And then in the shooting phase, completely wipe out that combat squad of Ultramarines that were advancing down their flank, thanks to the Storm of Fire ethereal invocation, allowing me to get off 27 pulse rifle shots. Over here, the Chrysler suits once again jumped forward towards the objective that we are desperately trying to claim. Opened fire on the captain in his Terminator armour and completely whiffed. And all fire bouncing off the Emperor's Holy Shield. And then deciding that this was not acceptable odds, decided to hide again. Thanks to wiping out that one combat squad, I have claimed a single victory point for First Blood. And we're now on to Space Marine turn 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yep, not really much of value. The Dreadnought moved up to there, shot them. The Tactical Marines are lagging behind the Captain, again because of the formation I'm using, actively working against me. The Captain's moved up to score that objective. I killed a shield drone.
Yep.
I drew no useful objectives.
End of Tau turn 3. Not a lot has particularly happened. Deployed the turret and took out a single tactical marine over there. The crisis suits have probably done an egregious tactical error and have advanced out of their hidey hole and tried to engage the Dreadnought, scoring a glance, but the cover saved him, so that's annoying. And during their assault move, they jetpacked forward. So yeah, this could get very interesting very quickly.
So I would agree with your assessment that it was probably a massive tactical error to move those guys up.
Egregious tactical error!
Yep, these guys were continually sacrificed for the terrible formation and couldn't move. We unloaded everything we had into that squad and then charged it, and most of it died horribly, largely because of the captain. The Dreadnought should probably have wiped them out on his own, but he rolled terribly, so...
Yep, I'm getting into a situation that I can't actually do anything to your Dreadnought.
Yes, well at the moment you can't because it's in combat and your blokey bloke was just a little bit too, what's the word I'm looking for? Courageous.
Yep.
For his own good.
On this left flank, a swift reform allowed the Tau Fire Warriors to get around the building and then march up. The Ethereal swapped his Storm of Fire for the power that allows them to snap shoot after running. So that could have proved to be very useful, but it was only one guy. They got what they sprinted up to this point and killed one more tactical marine. It would be nice to get two, but oh well. Inevitably, this combat went as well as it could be expected, and I am now crisisless. And I was able to claim objective 4, which is in this building because I am running 3 inches.
Yep.
So, how did your turn 5 go?
Well, I did more damage to myself than to you. Yep, the captain was killed by Overwatch trying to charge into the guys. Because of the stupid formation, the Dreadnought has had to hang back. Yeah, it's great to feel like your special rules are holding you back and stopping you winning the game. I love that. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so it's now Tau turn 5.
And I think I might just be able to pull out a draw at
Yes,
the moment. So I'm on 3 victory points at the moment.
It depends. If you need to draw your next attack objective.
Yep. So I'll do that now just to see what it is. Secure objective 4.
Yeah, so if you move them to there and then wipe out that squad, you win the game.
Yeah. So, but then
If the game ends.
if the game ends,
If the game doesn't end and I get up there and I kill you all with my dreadnought,
yeah.
I win.
Right, end of Tau turn 5. Yet another swift reform and running forward, that thing. And switching to the Storm of Fire for an extra shot with my pulse rifles. Wiping out the remaining 2 tactical marines from the Space Marine formation. They also grabbed Objective 4 again, and the overwhelming firepower, which means it's put me up to 5 victory points. And now we roll to see if the game turn ends. It does not.
Okay.
This is going to be very interesting. This means turn 5.
Yeah, predictably, the dreadnought ran round, shot them, jumped into combat, killed a bunch of them. I don't think it's possible for me to win the game at this point, but we shall see.
Mm-hmm. So, Tau turn 6. I've already swapped over to the stubborn thing. I'm not actually sure that I can because of being in combat.
I'm not
technically.
sure if you wanted to, because it makes it more difficult for you to run away. But it's up to you.
Yeah, why not? I haven't used it yet.
Basically, if you get the EMP hit and kill him, you table me. However, nothing else can happen but the assault phase, so my guy hits first. 3 hits. 2 dead.
Yeah.
Take a drone.
I had actually forgotten the drone was there. There we go.
And
So-
then you attempt the EMP grenade.
Need a 5 or a 6.
No.
Nope.
Okay, so then we see if the game continues.
Yep. Give it a roll, Tom.
No,
Game ends.
you win.
I was on 5. You were only on 4. I thought you
I
were
was on 3.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yep. I'm really sorry about your formation. I think we have to
I think
consider that if you ever want to play using that formation again, it is optional.
No, well, we've got one more game to do with the starter sets, and I've got one more idea to try with it, so we'll see how that works out.
Okay.